So why don't we start with that? What what happened after Black Country? Where did you decide to?
Well, you know, Lisa, let's be clear. Black Country ended with no anger or white knuckles. It ended with, with sadness. It was very relevant.
Right.
Not irrelevant. Very relevant. The last year with Black Country, all through the making of the last album, Joe really wasn't happy being in a band and also being a solo artist. He couldn't juggle both.
It must have been tough.
And I and Derek, just all we wanted to do was play.
Right.
And Joe didn't. So when the band broke up, it was actually kind of well, at least we can move on.
Uh-huh.
The fans were angry that so-and-so wasn't going to do this, and why can't you do that? Why can't Slash or Zach play instead of Joe? It's like,
Right.
15 minutes, and my wife and I went to Mexico after the band broke up, and halfway through my trip down there, I said, I want to give Jason a call, and 2 months later, I found Andrew Watt through my friend Julian Lennon, introduced me to Andrew, so...
Okay, so you met Andrew through Julian Lennon?
I did. It was the Grammy Awards 13, February 11th, Saturday night. Jules was having a party, and I was there, and I was about to go home. It was getting late, and he said, before you go, I want you to meet this new guitar player. So, in walks Andrew, this young dude with long hair and a hat, kind of looked like I did when I was 23, you know?
Yeah.
So, he spoke to me, he spoke about psychedelia in the late 60s, and he didn't talk about the 70s and 80s, he spoke about Cantrell and Frusciante. I'm going, he's talking about my friends here.
Right.
So I said,
he's an old soul.
Listen to, they sent me some music. I was in Minneapolis a few days later. I got off the plane, and I got on my iPad, I listened to these songs, I'm going, this guy can write.
Wow.
And he's got a great style of right hand. Like Townsend, great right hand. Keith Richards, right hand.
Yep.
Angus Young, right hand. And it's all been, as you know, from the Van Halens to it's always been the left hand.
Mm-hmm.
Iommi, right hand. And sometimes we don't realize what is the greatness of guitar playing.
Right.
Most guitar players of the 80s and 90s was all left hand.
Wow. Yep.
So, with Andrew, I hadn't had a great right-handed player. Joe Bonamassa was both. He could wonderfully.
He's ambidextrous, yeah.
I heard, obviously, a Gibson playing guitar player that didn't have any trickery.
Yep.
So I said to Jason, I got this kid out here from New York. He's going to come out to my house next week. Can you come out here? And he said, I'm actually going to be out there next week. So, Andrew came out, and Andrew and I alone wrote 2 songs, Chemical Rain and Solo. That's a bonus track with Japan. And the next day I asked Jason to come to the studio, and we recorded the songs, and that's when we knew there's a possibility that we have something. Rather than go to door number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7,
right.
All of those doors behind them were very established named guitar players.
Okay.
And what was the problem with Black Country, Lisa?
Well,
the problem was the guy behind doors 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 couldn't play.
Right.
He was working on his own.
Overextending themselves, yeah.
So Jason and I made a brave decision. As AC/DC did when they got Brian Johnson, as we did in Deep Purple when we got Covered Up.
Yeah.
I could go on about unknown people doing well. We thought it would be really interesting, a really good story for all of you guys.
Yep.
That we have a new guitar player that no one's heard of.
Right.
That has this really unique style.
Well, what was Andrew doing before that? Was he playing clubs?
Andrew has been playing, when he was 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, all of his friends were, they didn't know what Led Zeppelin was.
Okay, wow.
Or The Who. They were into, like, Blink-182 or whatever, something else. So Andrew had to learn to play a whole lot of love on his own, you know?
Yep.
So, and then, when he was, teenager, he started to play around with New York City and, kind of started to write his own music. And he found his way into Julian Lennon's life, and Julian's been a friend of mine for years.
Okay.
And Julian, he never really comes to me and tells me what I got to do, but Julian has said, I want you to listen to this guitar player.
Right.
So
his influences.
And in fact, Jules probably is a big reason why this band is together.
Right. Okay. So you like his style? I mean, clothing-wise, it sounds like he's straight out of the '70s then, or even the '60s.
Straight out of the '60s. He doesn't know this because I dropped him off last night. You don't know this, but they used to play in the '80s called Le Dome. It was like Studio 54. It's not like the place, And I dropped him off where it used to be Le Dome, and I'm thinking, this kid don't even know where he's at.
Right.
I used to get jacked up. He's like a completely new dude on the scene, and he's so ambitious. People like from New York City, he was raised really well, is really well spoken, book read, really knows how to play and sing, great writer, brings a new edge to my stuff.
Right.
And I'm really ambitious, not an ego thing going on. I think we're all egotistical when we musicians or artists or dancers or anyone in that light.
Right. Well, I think that's what makes it so hard for bands to stay together. Egos can really destroy a band.
And that's another reason I wanted this band.
Mm-hmm.
This is a band because Black Country really wasn't a band. It was a lot of my writing because Joe didn't want to write. So
right.
What I wanted in this band, whoever the guitar player was going to be, I wanted Jason to write.
Yep.
Glenn to write. I wanted whoever behind door number one. I wanted them to write. I wanted to finish their songs, then to finish my songs. I wanted them to add a chord, take away a chord, me to do the same with theirs. We agreed on this, and we were very volatile and very sort of like stimuli into that process.
Okay, so did I read that he was into grunge music as well, though? I think, do you know any bands that...
And you can hear it, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm really good friends with Jerry and John Frusciante. So it's like, I understand that,
Right.
I played with John a lot.
Yeah.
But I haven't been in a band with a right-handed guitar player for 40 years. I mean...
That's fantastic.
A long time ago, so...
Yep.
So right-handed guitar players are the missing link of today's music.
Great. Well, that's great. Yeah. Okay, he definitely has a distinctive sound, I think. Of course we were expecting after Black Country Communion, had no idea what to expect, I think, but this is such a natural evolution to...
It really is.
Yeah. So what made you decide to release the two singles you've released, which is Sweet Tea and Midnight Oil? Is there any reason why you picked...
We make 4 videos, and it's... if you heard the album, you may not have heard the album. You need to listen to it a few times. There's so many songs here that, because, singles aren't like they used to be in the
Right.
80s, and,
it's
just
different.
Not that way anymore.
Yep.
We kind of picked the label and us
Mm-hmm.
kind of agreed on, the label has got a lot to do with it because they're selling this thing to radio,
Right.
So, but they just happened to pick the songs that kind of we agreed on, So
Okay.
there was not really any fuss or fight about that.
Okay. So there's no story behind...
This is really not an ego thing to say. I don't think there's any filler on this album. I think it's a very broad swipe across the starboard bow. There's a really strong sense of writing on this album. The lyrics that they cut, I'm singing about from celebration, life, death,
Right.
disease, addiction, hate, envy, sloth, greed, anger,
Wow.
love. I don't write about dwarves, goblins, and witches, really, so...
Right. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Let it burn in the midnight oil.
I saw, yeah, there's a reference to Deep Purple if I haven't heard one, huh? But...
Dave Cobb said to me, are you ready to... Because I had a lyric for that song, but I had different lyrics for the chorus, and Cobb says, how do you feel about singing the word burn in a song? And I went, it's been a long time since I've done that.
Right.
So I just came up with let it burn, let it burn. And I think it's okay. It's not, I think the fans are digging it, so...
Oh, absolutely.
Continue.
Yeah. No, I've listened to the album for a couple weeks now, and
Right.
really been listening to it, and I was wondering if one of the tracks you plan to, or one of the singles you plan to release is "All Falls Down."
Yeah, that will be the fifth one.
Okay.
I know somebody, an actress friend of mine wants to. Well, I can't say who it is because just in case we don't do it, but somebody that's known, an actress, will be in that if we get to make video number 5.
Okay.
It's obviously we've got 2 more coming out you haven't seen yet, so.
Okay.
The Way is a video and The Grey is a lyrical video. So All Falls Down would have been, is our choice.
Okay.
And I think it's the label's choice if we do a video or a single.
Right.
Because it's a very real story. Andrew asked me if I would write about a time in my life where was the darkest time for me. And there was a moment in my life where I was in bed in hospital, and I don't know if it was a moment. I'm stuttering because it was a moment where I didn't think I was going to wake up.
So
and
that's.
It's difficult to sing, but it was very, very cathartic for me to sing about that. So that's why All Falls Down is really special.
Okay. See, I thought it was about Black Country Communion, but okay.
No.
Interesting.
And you need to know this, Lisa, really important. There's no animosity, no resentment. There's no cross.
Right. No, that's good.
Funny enough, and I just spoke to Joe twice last week. We're going to have dinner when he gets back into town. He's so happy for me.
Well, that's good to know.
It's really, really, really. I got to tell you the truth. Joe and I have always been friends. It's the fans that got in the way. It's like his fans were against Black Country Communion, and Black Country Communion fans weren't really completely Joe Bonamassa fans. But what I don't like is people throwing stones.
Yep.
They don't know the truth. The fact of the matter is we're all friends.
Absolutely, and why not? I mean, everyone has their own musical.
No, it's good, man.
Yeah, that's good.
I think what Joe's happy is that after the band broke up, for me to carry on with Jason just really shortly after Black Country finished and come out with such an energetic album as this.
Yes.
We are throwing down the gauntlet here, Lisa. I think it's an album where you probably would have. Like Eddie Trunk and everybody else I know in New York, they're going, man, geez. I really appreciate the love that I'm getting for this new band. And remember, expectations are zero, because if you have all these expectations, and if something doesn't go your way, you're going to be ending in tears. We're doing this because we love the music. The art form of making this genre of music is victorious in lyric and music content.
Great. No, it's obvious that you write for the music. That you. It seems like you're never really shooting for commercial success. You're writing for yourself.
No, I can't. And Lisa, I can't write. I can't sing a lyric I can't sing you a lyric about a dwarf or a goblin.
Right.
Believe me. Now, Ronnie Dio could do that.
Yeah.
But I can't do that. I'm going to sing about the 7 deadly sins or shit that we're going to go through. We're driven by 100 forms of fear. We are human beings. And I'm not frightened to talk about it. So
no, that's...
whatever I sing is coming right from the gut.
Well, it's very relatable, too. And so we feel your pain, we feel your love, we feel the emotion that you portray.
So. We had the album for 2 weeks. The last guy only had it for like 6 hours, so I'm hoping that maybe you had a little chance to hear more.
I did.
I'm really glad you got to hear how deep this album is.
I did, and at first I was like almost overwhelming to go. I don't know what I expected, but to go from. The Way is like this hard hitting pound.
Break a child.
Yes.
Like it wild. I meant that shit.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And then Sweet Tea is a great single. I'm glad it was the first single because it's a great single. And maybe bring you some new fans. It's such a great listener.
Yeah, Look, Lisa, we can talk about every track.
Yeah, right.
I think we wrote 22 tracks. There's no filler on this record. It's blood and guts. It's live. But every single utterly whisper, loud voice, cry. I'm doing these two on the phone. How did you start? How did the process go for writing on this album? Say again, honey?
how did the process go with this album? Did you sit down in a room together and just
No,
go
what
at?
we did, I'm going to be very, not exclusive, but I'm going to tell you what I told everybody when they ask you this. When they do ask this question, I'll tell them this. I write in California, and Andrew writes in the city of New York.
Okay.
When I write Brood or Sweet Tea or, you know, bloody The Grey or I mean, I wrote about 5 or 6 titles here.
Uh-huh.
I'd send to him and he'd ask me, you know, can I write, he asked me if he could write some lyrics for Sweet Tea. I wrote most of it. He finished it for me. And that was kind of the way I wanted it to be in this band. I wanted everybody to chip in.
Right.
You know, and when he brought me the music to All Falls Down, I wrote, I mean, it's basically a collaborative effort. And Jason is, I'm telling you right now, I pushed Jason to write more in Black Country, and I really pushed him to write more on this album, so it's collaborative.
So you basically, I guess with technology nowadays, you don't really need to sit in a room together and write. You can actually send each other music, right? And say...
Well, you know, the songs are written separately and finished in LA in a rehearsal studio.
Okay, so how long did it take?
I'm a writer. I mean, if you know anything about me, I do write a lot of music.
Yes, I do know that.
And we made a bond as a band. That let's just start a song. I'll start a song, and let's finish it together.
Okay.
I don't know why Zeppelin did it, and John came in and finished it for him. That's basically all I know from that.
Yeah, very old school. That's good.
So, and that's how we finished this album. And it's, like I said, it's very unique.
When I first met you, I think the question I asked you was, you know, what made you decide to step out front, which was with Black Country, but I guess the same could apply here. You know, but that answers that question too. I think you.
Yeah, I have no fear. When I'm on stage, when I'm on the holy trinity of the stage, when I'm on with my boys, the Trinity, I call it us the Trinity.
Oh, that's great.
There, and I can see if the microphone is right by me, you can put your money on it, because on stage I'm going to fall over. I may even break a glass, but on stage it's going to go okay.
Right.
Because I don't have any fear.
Yep. So
I don't have any fear. I think if a soccer player is going to take a penalty and he thinks he's going to miss it, he's going to miss it.
Right, exactly. You can't go in with the mindset that you're going to fail. Absolutely.
You know, when I see myself being live, we film everything, and when I see it every night, I'm glad I went for that note, because I haven't gone for that note before. And, you know, there's some notes that are impossible to get. I don't think about those notes. Some of the notes are the most important notes are the ones that I don't sing or play.
Right.
There has to be holes, there has to be some space, and there has to be some angst and depression and aggression in the music.
Right. Okay, great. Well, do you know anything about a tour at this point? It might be too soon to ask.
We started in Germany September 14, and we're going to work our way around.
Okay, great. So you're starting in Europe, you said?
We started in Europe, yeah.
Okay.
Come into the North American shores, baby.
Right. Well, we can't wait to see you out there. So.
Because, you know, your neck of the woods is really special to me.
Okay, good. Well, glad to hear that. And
we'll see you there in New Hampshire and Boston. We'll see you in the great.
All of New England. Yeah, I'm sure all of New England loves you guys, and I'm sure there's some great venues you can play up here. So.
Yeah, we will.
Okay. Great. Well, congratulations, and all right, we'll see you out there. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.